This is the process of how you can make it yourself at home. Any citrus peel, there are 4 types you can use: orange, Mosumbi, pineapple, or lemon. Just the skin is sufficient. Even if it is there is a spoiled fruit, you can use it as long as there is no fungal infection on it. So you have to add 1 part jaggery, 3 parts citrus peel, and 10 parts water. And pinch of yeast if you are starting the process, the accelerator. And all of this need to be kept in a watertight container, airtight container, so that the insects don't get in. So most of the time, the problem is every day you have to open it to let out the carbon dioxide. But the soldier flies can get in and lay worms, the eggs, and that is what becomes your maggots in a very short span of time. So to avoid that, we need to put it in airtight containers. And you can use the soap nuts either in a combination with these enzymes or by itself. So you can soak about 500 grams of soap nut in 1 liter water overnight in the night. And the next morning, if you're able to mash it into a pulp, you can mash it. If you're not able to, you can even cook it in the pressure cooker for 1 or 2 whistles, and then you'll be able to mash it. And that makes a great shampoo. And for fragrance, you can add a few drops of essential oil. And this 1 handful of soap nuts can meet your need for a family of 4 for 1 day. You can wash your hair, your shampoo, to laundry, to your vessel cleaning. So 1 handful is sufficient. And we also mix the citrus peels and the soap nuts, but that is a more cumbersome process, a simpler process for you to begin with this. And after that, you can experiment on your own and come up with n number of combinations. And this becomes addictive after a point in time. Initially, you just need to make a very little time for this. So for example, the citrus bioenzyme itself will probably take you 5 minutes or 10 minutes every day when you're adding the peel. And when it is ready for filtering it, you may take about half an hour. So we do it in bulk in 200-liter drums. So that takes about, half an hour for them to get the peel, sort it, and add it. And once in 3 weeks, about 4 hours to filter 200 liters of the ready bioenzyme. So from an effort point of view, it requires very little effort, but you just have to plan it out and make the space for it. It will need closed environments, cool, dark place. It can be in your bathrooms also, it can be created. So we also started using the wood ash. We source it from the brick kilns, and we are selling it currently as well. So we added either with 10 to 25% soap nut powder can be added to this. And this is again a natural disinfectant, and it makes excellent toilet cleaner to all your bathroom taps. All the steel and the ceramic surfaces will be sparkling clean. There is also another leaf powder called Arapu in, I think it's called Chigre powder in Canada. That also can be used instead of the soap nuts. But it may not lather a lot, but it does clean. Now we will go, so any questions you may have, please keep it to the end. I will answer all of that. And now we will go into the bulk production of what we are trying to attempt. So through Pranapurna Collective, we are trying to integrate with the UN Sustainable Goals, not because it's a UN Sustainable Goals, but this is what means that our entire lifestyle can work with Earth's natural regeneration process. And today it is clogging most of its process of recycling the water through the natural filtration method. Instead of that, we're trying to see how we can start working towards with the Earth's natural process so that our burden on Earth can come down and our own ecosystem can support our species to thrive. And instead of trying to destroy the ecosystem. See, I think where we are headed today is Earth will be fine, but it is our ecosystem that can get disturbed. So that's where we are looking at how one is the environment, how it can be retained. Second is how can we take more people along? Because I think it's the economically weaker sections. They can't afford most of these products that we may make. It may become a niche products. So we are trying to see how we can include them and give them equitable access to some of these natural solutions. And that is part of our model. So 50% of the volume that we sell, 50% comes from the livelihood projects. That is one of our goals that we have put. And we pack it in reused containers so that we can enable the complete zero landfill. So whatever is happening today, the single-use plastic has to be completely eliminated from our consumption cycle. So both we collect the PET bottles, the soda bottles from the dry waste center and package it, as well as we reuse the wine bottles to pack it. So this contributes to a lot of the, you can look at sustainable cities where the wastewater can be sustainably managed and clean water can be obtained, where I think shortly in the future, groundwater contamination is another huge problem that we need to really fix. So instead of spending a lot of money trying to find more technological solutions, we can look at the root, fixing it at the root cause itself. And one more big contribution for this is through the distributed production model. We have to look at locally producing it and consuming it. So we have already started working with different partners in the other cities. Mumbai has started off and Pune is just about to start. So we look at partners who will produce 90% of the material and 10% concentrate we will be sending. And they will only look at the local supply instead of shipping it across. So we plan to collaborate with multiple such partners in each cities. And this will be a three-party collaboration where one of the local promoter is involved, because sales of these products is the most critical, what we realized. Production is the simplest process. Selling it and trying to get the industry to accept this as as performing as good as a chemical. So that is where Pranapurna Collective will focus on getting all the tests and the certifications into place. And currently we have the disinfectant certificates in place, all the cleaner, from a performance point of view, of course, it is the customers whom we have for last 2 years, most of the home users and some businesses have also started procuring now, and they're very happy with the performance of the products and the cleaning. Of course, there is no bleach effect in this, but it cleans very well. So most of us have stopped buying bleached clothes because laundry, there is, unless you use a bleach detergent, there is no way you can get that white, shining whiteness. But yes, cleanliness and disinfection happens naturally. Yeah. So marketing is also collectively, we are marketing it, and we don't do any branding exercise, but we try to make our entire process visible. And we go currently, because of our do-it-yourself process, which workshops that we did initially, all over India, there are more than 50,000 people who are making this. And these are the people who are like our brand ambassadors because they know that it works, the cleaning works. And this is now we are looking at industrial level production where the industries can look at buying back in bulk. And this is the model we are trying to put into place. So we're looking at a licensed site in each city, and each of the licensed site will have multiple co-producers who are the local promoters who are responsible for the quality of the product and the consistent quality and the volumes being produced. And each one of this producer that you see here can be one livelihood project. So we are looking at creating this in each city. So we can have multiple such producers in each city and buying back with a quality control in place. We have set the process already. And currently we already have tie-ups with 2 NGOs. Amog is one, Sahas is another one. We've started bulk production. For example, a 10 by 10 square feet, we can easily produce 1,500 liters per month. Less than a month, actually, 3 weeks is the turnaround time. And 2 juice shops is sufficient to produce 1,500 liters. In our experience, this is what we found. So in the absence of juice shops, for example, in the current lockdown situation, we are sourcing it from the fruit vendors as well as the bulk dealers of the fruits. So we are able to source all of that. And there is a cost involved, but the current costing covers the price of the raw material as well. So this is our handcrafted livelihood generating distributed production model we are putting into place. Currently, it is live in Bangalore, and Mumbai has just started off with the promotion only. And once they hit about 250 liters per month of sale, then we plan to do a local NGO tie-up and start the production. So in our experience, what we realized also, production is the least of the problem. Very easily we can scale up. But it is the selling and it is the marketing of these products that we need to focus on. And that's where we are looking at tying up with multiple large brands. And instead of going the route of a distributor or retailer, where almost 40% of the product cost has to be given away to the retail entire distribution network, we are looking at whether the producers themselves can market the product. So each one of them already procure either the toilet cleaners or the disinfectants for their own homes. So if they were to sell it to their neighbors, it will be very cheap for anyone. And that is at the cost of buying a soap oil or a acid, which most of them use today. This can be sold at that price. So that can replace for the economically weaker sections. So when we blend it with the essential oils and make it available for the upmarket, so that is also, we are planning to price it on par with the chemical cleaners. Today, it is a little higher than that, but we are getting with the bulk production, the prices will come down shortly. So since this is a zero heat manufacturing process and handmade process, the scale up is possible very rapidly. So thank you. That is the end of my presentation. We are open for questions now.